Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV now on YouTube, and this is the top story segment. Every morning on Good Morning India, I give you 5 stories to vote on. The story that you give the maximum votes is what we discuss here on YouTube. Let's go and quickly see what the poll today is looking like. Government opposition set for a face-off in Parliament. That's got 30% votes. But above that, what's captured everybody's imagination is the JNU students' long march to Parliament. 34% of that, followed by what's happening in Maharashtra, pollution, and then the Hong Kong standoff as well. So let's talk about the JNU students' protest at this point. Now, as we speak, there are JNU students who are carrying out a protest, marching from all the way from the university campus of JNU and hoping to make it to Parliament. Now, as we know today, the Parliament also sits in for winter session. So likelihood is that they will be stopped much before that. In fact, we are hearing that they might be stopped right at the gates of the campus itself, as there will be, because of the IP movement, a lot of security presence on the ground. Barricades have also been put out right outside the campus to ensure that they do not move out. This means there is a likelihood of a confrontation happening yet again right outside the campus. Now, what is it all about? It is all got to do with the fee hike. Now, JNU students last week had protested for hours at length, blocking roads and continuously talking and pressing about the fact that there should be a rollback in a new policy that has been floated that asks for a fee hike in their hostels, amongst other things which have been introduced as well. JNU students very unhappy with that. There was a huge debate about how the kind of students who go to JNU, about what JNU stands for and why it is so important. Let me throw in some visuals in case you've forgotten what it was all like. This is what happened inside JNU, where amongst curfew timings, dress code, and the fee hike is what was the issue and concern at this point. For hours, there was a confrontation with the police as well. Now, post that, there was a partial rollback. The VC sat in for a meeting. In fact, this protest went out for 2 days inside the campus. They had a meeting and they decided to take a rollback. What the administration calls a complete rollback is what the students are calling a partial one. And today's protest is to say that a partial rollback will not be taken. They want a complete rollback of the policies. But firstly, let's look at what exactly is it that they want to roll back on. Let me take again a cue from NDTV.com, where this is coming from. This is just a picture. Let me show you of how the confrontation happened back then. Situation likely to escalate today as well. And look at all the issues that they have discussed. If we come down here, you'll see. Now, the EC had sat down and decided to do away with few clauses in the draft hostel manual that had drawn the ire of students and the officials as well. Now, what are they? Let's look at them in detail. It was decided at the EC meeting that all residents and guests should come to the dining hall appropriately dressed, also to take care of students coming from weaker sections. The EC, that's the body that took the decision, decided that all students belonging to the BPL category, that's below the poverty line, excluding those who have junior research fellowship, senior research fellowship, and other equivalent fellowships and scholarships, either from outside organizations or JNU, are eligible to get a 50% concession in the charges of rooms, utility charges, service charges, etc. Now, the JRF scholars under 31 get about 31,000 per month, and the SRF scholars get about 35,000 per month. Now, JRF is what we talked about, a junior research fellowship, and the senior research fellowship. Now, except if you are a JRF or a SRF student, you will not get that concession. The others were allowed only if you have a BPL card, which is the point of contention. But look at this also in detail. It says, in addition, it may be noted that all BPL category students receiving non-NET fellowship and merit means scholarships will also be eligible to this 50% concession as well. But the students are not happy. Why is that? The students are saying that it is not just those who have scholarship. It should not, the sticking point here we are made to understand is also the BPL card. What about those who don't have BPL cards but come from economically weaker sections? They should be put in this category as well. Apart from that, there are a host of issues. It's not just fee hike, it is about the dress code, about time management and curfew time as well. All of this is being considered, and the students have made up their mind that they will not go back or not rest, in fact not even return to the classrooms till the time these issues are addressed. It's been about 2 weeks already that no classes have functioned in JNU, and that is a point of concern. Something that was raised by the VC this morning right before the protest as well. He had an appeal. Let's talk about that appeal. That on your screen is the Vice Chancellor, and he sent out a video message and said this, that during the last 2 weeks, the academic activities in the university have suffered greatly because of some students are on strike. I have received several emails from students and their parents expressing their concern over the loss of academic activities. Mr. Kumar also added that I appeal to the students to discontinue the strike and come back to the academic work. The committee, the Inter-Hostel Administration IHA Committee, Dean of Students and senior wardens are in the process with hostel presidents to listen to their concerns about the hostels. Recently in the Executive Council, a new hostel manual has been discussed as well, and we will look at that. So the VC saying that there is huge loss and a cost of it is, the academics is actually taking the cost of it, so please do return back to work. So let's see what comes out of it. At the moment, the students determined that they're not going back to the classrooms, not letting go of the protests as well, till the time their complete demands have been met, and now they're taking their protest to the parliament. That's going to be an interesting bit to watch out for. So that's story number one that you voted for. Coming very close to that is, let's go back to our poll now. The government opposition set to face off in parliament. Well, parliament is on to a very interesting start today. Parliament sits in for a winter session. It's a short session, just about 20 days or so, but it comes at a very interesting time. It comes at a time when the citizens of the national capital and north of India have a pressing issue of pollution all around us. At a time when questions are being raised about the economy, and also at a time when a lot is being talked about the situation in Maharashtra and importantly the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, remember, Jammu and Kashmir, as we speak, the top leaders over there remain to be under house arrest. In fact, in Rajya Sabha, if you look into the upper house itself, is going to be a very interesting this session, and here are 3 reasons why. One, this is going to be the first session that we have without Arun Jaitley, and that means, many are saying this would mean that first day at least will have no work and they will adjourn the house in his remembrance. Number 2, another leader who is missing from Rajya Sabha is actually Mr. Abdullah. Farooq Abdullah is a member of the Rajya Sabha and he cannot attend. Why? Because he is under house arrest and under detention in the valley. That is something which is going to be raised in the parliament very actively by the opposition party. They spoke about it in their pre-meetings that happened over the weekend as well. Issue number 3. For BJP, it's not going to be an easy session, especially in Rajya Sabha. Remember, they do not have majority in the upper house, and with the recent walkaway that Shiv Sena has had with the Modi government and with NDA, their numbers have further come down. Now, Shiv Sena, if you see how the seating arrangement really of Rajya Sabha is done, have shifted from the government side to the opposition side, and they will be sitting there and thus bringing down the numbers, worrying the government further. The Prime Minister, briefly before the session starts, as he always does, gave a sound bite, talked about what he expects, and he did say that he is open to debate on all issues. Will there be a constructive debate? Will there be pressing issues that matter to you and I, the people in the country, that are raised in the parliament? That's something we'll have to wait for. For the moment, that's all we have for you in today's top stories. See you again tomorrow.